All right, guys. 5-9, we're going to be factoring trinomials, and let's look at the difference of what we've been doing and what we're going to be doing. So, remember, you don't have to write this down, but if you remember when we were factoring trinomials, they looked like this, and that the coefficient for the x term was just 1. And in order to do that, we're looking at what two factors that when you multiply them together give you 15, and when you add them or subtract them together, that gives you 8. So the concept is going to be similar going forward. The difference is now the coefficient is going to be greater than 1. Okay, so if you will, go ahead and write this trinomial down on your paper. Okay, and we're going to be factoring this using a method called the X box. Now, don't get too excited because it is not this. Wah, wah, wah. But anyway, we're going to be factoring using the X box method, which is just going to set up the structure and allow us to factor this. So the first thing that I want you to do, so this is the same trinomial that you just wrote down, I want you to label the three terms as A, B, and C. All right, so when we're doing the Xbox method, that's going to be the structure that's going to, we're going to use a factor. So go ahead and make a pretty large X on your paper. And then for the box, we're going for a box with 4 spaces in between it. So that's our X box, and we're going to fill in all these little spaces, and that's going to help us factor. So the first part of this, we're going to be filling out the X. So at the top of the X, you're going to place the A coefficient times the C term. So here, A is 2. 2 times -9, that's -18. And then at the bottom of the X, we're going to place the B coefficient, which is 7. Okay, so we've got the top and the bottom filled out, and now we need to fill out the left and the right side. So this is where we're similar to the factoring that we've been doing, and I'm looking for what two factors that when you multiply them together gives us 18 or -18, and when you add or subtract them together, it gives you 7. Now, most of you are really good with your multiplication tables, you know your factors, you already know what these two factors are. But if we're unsure, this is where we're going to make our T-chart. So let's go ahead and put 18 and make our T-chart, and actually we're going to make it negative. In order for a product to be negative, one factor has to be positive, one factor has to be negative. We're not going to worry about that right now, but we will need to determine that at the very end. So let's talk about our factors of 18. What's the first factor of any number that we have? That's 1, and it's okay. So when we add those together or subtract them, it does not give us 7. So that's not it. Let's take a look at the next factor. So we've got 2 and 9. And I think this is going to be what we're looking for, because when we subtract 2 and 9, we get 7. So these are the two factors that we're looking for. And we're going to go ahead and place one on the left and one on the right. And it doesn't matter which side that you place them on. Now, as I mentioned, in order for the 18 to be negative, one has to be positive, one has to be negative. Well, let's see which one of those is going to result in a sum of a positive 7. So it would be -2 plus 9 equals 7. So those are the two factors that we have. Okay, so let's recap our X. At the top of the X, we're multiplying A times C. At the bottom, we place the B coefficient right here. The left and the right are the two factors that when you multiply them together, it gives us negative 18. And when you add them together, it gives us 7. And these are the two factors that are going to work. All right, we've got our X complete. Now we need to fill out our box. In the box, we will put in the top left hand, on the top left hand square, we're going to put the entire A term, which is 2x squared. Okay? And in the bottom right hand corner, we're going to place the C term, which is right here, negative 9. And in the two remaining boxes, we're going to place the factors on the left and the right of our x along with our variable. So we're going to put negative 2 and an x goes with it, 9 and an x goes with it. Now, this is our box. We've completed our box. Let's recap that. Top left-hand corner, the A term goes. That's 2x squared. Bottom right-hand corner, the C term, negative 9. In the remaining two squares, we're putting the two factors with the variable. And again, the placement of these two does not matter. Okay, we have our box filled out. Now we're going to factor, and that's going to give us our final answer. We're going to factor going down each column, first of all. So we've got, what is the greatest common factor of 2x squared and negative 2x? Well, that's going to be 2x. Now let's factor down the second column. 9x and 9, the greatest common factor is 9. All right, we've factored our two columns. Now we need to factor our two rows. Greatest common factor of 2x squared and 9x? Well, the only thing that they're sharing in common is 1x. Okay? Now the greatest common factor of negative 2x and negative 9, they don't have anything in common except for 1. Because the first term in the row is negative, we're going to make that a negative 1. And these are our factors that when we multiply them together, it results in the trinomial. So now all we have to do is place these in parentheses, and that's our final answer. So we've got 2x plus 9, and we've got x minus 1. And that is our final answer. So if we multiply these out using our FOIL, first, outer, inner, and last, we come right back to this trinomial. All right, guys, I'm going to give you the homework assignment. If you have any questions at all, feel free to email me. Watch this as many times as you need. Take notes on it. Maybe you want to write down your notes a couple times before you get this. If you need anything, shoot me an email. I'm happy to help.